Hey friends, welcome to our hangar and welcome to the first video and what may be many, who knows, of Two Guys Hit the Skies. In this video, my partner in the airplane, Tim, and I take a flight up to Panama City, but we want to take you for the journey. We want to explain every little bit. And while we may be flying a 4-seat Mooney, just know this, it's basically the same process for the big jets when you go for your family vacation. So take a watch. Hope you learned something and hope you enjoy. Clear prop.
Pressure good. 125975.
Tower light unserviceable. 2.5 nautical miles northwest to Sanford, 169 feet. MSL. Numerous surface markings not standard. Range delivery is closed. All departures contact ground on 121.35. Tower frequency following is 120.3. Advise news contact you, Charlie.
Charlie.
That was called the ATIS, the Automated Terminal Information Service. So this is a recording that air traffic control does about once an hour on average unless conditions change. And what they do is they give us some basic information about what's going on at the airport, which runways are in use, what the altimeter settings, so the pressure, the air pressure, so that we can set our instruments appropriately, and any other information. And then they give us a letter, like this was Charlie. That way when we talk to ATC, we say, hey, we've got information Charlie, and they know we have everything that's up to date. Any, if there's birds around the airport, if there's any lighting that's out, etc. So that's what Eric just got wrote down.
Yeah, it's so that they know we're all on the same page.
That's right.
And every time they change it, like when the weather's evolving pretty quickly, you'll go from Charlie to Delta, and they'll say, hey, information Delta is now current, so you got to go get that.
That's right. It's really useful when you're coming into an airport, and maybe we've gotten the ATIS information kind of early, 20, 30, 40 minutes out, something like that. And then we check it right at the last minute before we call up ATC to come on in. And we see, it's Delta now. And so I need to listen and write down the information. But if it's still Charlie, we're good to go.
Slightly behind you, you'll see him coming up on your right, is Legion.
Alright, I'm just checking my left brake, my right brake, make sure the airplane's good. Wow, my true airspeed at the moment is 31 miles an hour because the wind is to our face. We're doing 5 on the ground, but the airplane's reading 31.
Yeah.
So, love that. Alright.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over and we're going to taxi over to what we call our run-up area, and we're going to do an engine run-up, which is just a chance to work out the engine a little bit before we get off the ground, run it up to a sort of a medium power setting, and check all the systems, make sure everything's good before we hit the runway, and Eric puts full beans into it.
You want to show them what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So, not sure how well this will show up on the camera, but this is our checklist. Everything that we do with a checklist religiously so that we don't miss any steps.
Because there's no way, you can miss a step and really have a problem.
That's
I'm gonna
right.
Just taxi over here, that way we can't run up at spot 7.
Absolutely. Yeah, when you miss checklist steps, it's bad. After you've been flying for a while, you tend to do things from memory, and then you just quickly go check your checklist to make sure you didn't miss anything.
That's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to see, is I'm going to do everything, and then I'm going to double check it on the checklist before I move on. All right. Extra full rich will go up to 1700.
Airport 8, Sanford ground, good morning. Proceed via Charlie, Romeo, runway 36, Sierra, hold short, runway 27 left at Sierra 5.
All right, there's 1700 RPM. We're going to check one mag. And that's a good drop. We're ready for some clearance?
Right on.
Clearance.
Engine's good. Everything's good.
Sanford ground, Mooney, 90426 Victor, information Charlie, looking for VFR, flight following to Kilo Echo Charlie Papa.
Mooney, 9426 Victor, maintain VFR at or below 1,500, departure frequency 135.3, squawk 4227.
At or below 1,500, 135.3 on the frequency, and 4227 on the box for 90426 Victor.
2026 Victor, runway 27 left, taxi via Sierra.
27 left, taxi via Sierra, 9426 Victor.
So what Eric just did was he got his clearance. So Sanford International Airport is what we call a Class Charlie, which means it's one of the larger airports out there, fairly busy. And before you can leave, you need to get a clearance. And so that's what Eric got. Was he called up and said, "Hey, we're going to Panama City, and we are flying VFR, which means we're flying in good weather." And then they gave us a squawk code, which you put into our, what we call a transponder, which is just what puts a little blip on their radar and tells them our altitude, etc., so they can keep track of us. And they gave us some basic instructions, such as don't go any higher than 1,500 feet as you take off. And then we're going to talk to other controllers in the air who are going to give us further instructions. But it's just a way for them to have a predictable flow of airplanes in and out of the airport, rather than everybody showing it up at a runway and saying, "Hey, I'm ready to go," and then they have to sort of wing it. Instead, they just get everything set up ahead of time so that the flow is just nice and smooth. We're lucky enough to be at a very busy airport and have to go through the extra stuff.
It's actually really nice. I mean, so I read Sanford is actually one of the top 30 busiest airports in the world for operations, because it's not just commercial with Allegiant, etc., but you've got so much flight training here, so much. And so some pilots don't like talking to air traffic control. I think you and I really do like it.
We do. I know you trained here in Florida. I trained in Southern California, which is the Super Bowl of airspace in the world. And so I learned to be very comfortable with working on the radio, talking to air traffic control, which is, I don't know about you, but I would say arguably 99% of the pilots out there, that is the biggest stumbling block they run into, is talking on the radio.
I was and when I was learning, so I was in West Palm Beach, and I remember like flying was already a lot to learn how to do, and it was very intimidating. But my instructor was like, "You're a weatherman. What do you mean you can't talk to air traffic control?" I was so bad. I was so scared.
That's right.
But it takes a while, because there's a it's like learning another language.
Absolutely.
And then add to the fact that you have to talk so quickly, so concise, and if you when you're thrown something you're not expecting, you have to be able to think and respond in that same manner while operating the airplane in 3-axis.
Exactly. And a lot of pilots do it when they're young, especially the ones that are going for a career. Yeah. And talking on the radio is essentially, it's stage fright. You're getting on the radio with a bunch of people who know what they're doing, they're paying attention, and you think it's no different than getting on a stage and putting on a play or giving a public speech.
It's true.
And that's what trips people up, is stage fright. Once you get past that, you're good to go.
I would say that this has so much more to it, because in this case, it's not just stage fright. You start screwing stuff up here, you could kill yourself and other people.
That's right.
2946 Victor, flighting on 310, runway 27 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 27 left, fly 31026 Victor. All right.
1300
All right, so we got our takeoff clearance. This is the part where Eric really focuses. So as we get rolling here, we're going to be checking to make sure the engine instruments are looking good now that we're under full power, and here we go. Engine instruments look great, Eric.
Pressure good, temperature good, airspeed is alive, RPMs are looking good, we are making full power.
We're already doing about 85, 90 miles an hour. This thing takes off kind of like a sports car.
Right turn 310, that's why he waited, he wanted me to cross over the other runway. Flaps coming up. There's 310. Everything's looking good.
It is a beautiful day to fly, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Grateful to be here with you.
Absolutely. It's always a good day when I get to go flying with Eric.
That's it.
Not very often.
Number 9426 Victor, contact the land departure today.
Over to departure, thanks for the help, 9426 Victor.
Number 41985, the restricted areas are cold.
Gotcha, those restrictions are cold, 985. Hello, departure, Moody 9426 Victor, 1100 for 1500 on a 310 heading.
9426 Victor, Orlando departure, good morning. Ident resume on navigation to, I believe, Elizabeth City, Bay Power below 4500, approved through the Bravo.
So Eric just got one of the rare instructions from air traffic control around here that tends to only happen early in the morning or late in the evening when the skies are quiet. He was cleared into the Bravo, and what they meant by that was sitting over the top of us is airspace for Orlando International Airport. It's very restricted. You cannot go into it unless you get an explicit clearance to enter it. And I believe it's about 3,000 feet high above us right now. And we got the clearance to go into that, which only tends to happen when there's not a lot of big airline traffic going overhead. Kind of nice when we get it.
It's nice because it just lets you go. You don't have to kind of go around airspace.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
I also find that like if you're terrible on the radios, they don't want to let you in there either.
Nope.
So the airplane that you and I have, it's not one that you will typically find people like training in.
No, definitely not.
It's a higher performance, a slicker airframe.
Jacksonville approach, Moody 9426 Victor with you, level 4500.
Mooney 9426 Victor, Jack, altimeter 3023.
Okay, so we checked in with the other controller and he gave me an altimeter setting. Why? You know why? As we're moving, pressure changes, right? With location. We took off from Sanford, but we are, closing in on like Leesburg and Umatilla, and the pressure's different. And so he wanted me to set my altimeter. Why? Because with different pressure, your actual altitude will vary.
That's right.
Yeah, especially when you're in like a rapidly changing situation, like that could be the difference between life and death.
Absolutely.
All the restricted areas are cold.
Not only that, air traffic control wants to know that all of the airplanes that are in a given area are using the same altimeter setting so that when they think they're at 4,000 feet, 5,000 feet, they may not actually be at that altitude, but as long as all the airplanes are using the same setting, they will be able to stay separated appropriately. Well, let's see, we're doing not crazy fast, doing 140 miles per hour over the ground right now. We've got a headwind about almost 20 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So we're doing 156 miles per hour through the air. Not sure how well it comes in on the camera here, but off to the left side of the airplane, we've got a bunch of lakes. That's that Leesburg, Tavares, Eustis, Mount Dora area over there.
And the perspective from up here, Tim, is just so...
It's the best. It's beautiful. And I didn't notice how fast we were climbing, but we had to have been doing over 1,000 feet per minute.
I didn't even look at it because I was just,
we were just...
Yeah, I was just enjoying the ride.
Yeah. This thing took off like a rocket ship today in this cold air.
The density altitude's like probably negative 2,000,
Yeah.
Also, 41985 is about our 1, 2 o'clock, and
I see him down there.
2,000 below.
He looks like he's in the golf cart. He's going so slow.
He's okay.
It looks like he's skirting the trees from up here.
Yeah. And yeah, we're at 45. He's at 25. He's still almost a half mile up.
See if I can get a little video of him. There we go. That airplane right there is the one that, when I started flying after a 20-year break, I flew that airplane with an instructor to be able to get sort of, back in the groove of things.
I love that. And I've ridden, was that the one that you and I went on the one?
It might be. It might be.
Beautiful airplane.
First time you flew with me in the lips.
Yes. Also, we tease just because we really love Mooney airplane.
Yeah.
It's fast. It's not a jet. There's a billion airplanes faster than us. We just love the fact that we're a little faster than so many.
That's right. Well, the funny thing is, we are so much faster than that airplane, but that airplane right now is burning more fuel than we are.
Yes. And it's also down there. So when I was looking at the winds, we actually have more of a headwind than he does.
Yeah.
So it's slowing us down more.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're burning like 9 gallons, 8.5, 9 gallons an hour, doing 140 over the ground.
Yeah.
We could be doing about 155, 160.
Yeah.
Without the headwind.
We're flying almost 50% faster than he is.
Yeah.
8,500, good morning.
Kind of wondering if it's it's that little bright strip out there.
All the way out there?
Yeah.
Could be. I do see something.
Over 24 miles. That's probably about 25
Yeah,
miles.
I would say so.
Well, we've had a beautiful hour and a half or so of cruise, and we're coming into Panama City now. We're about 20 miles away, which in airplane terms is just a few minutes. And now we're going to be starting our descent here in a few minutes from 4,000 feet.
That's right. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, you can see Panama City Beach over there.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it with my phone a little bit closer.
Gorgeous.
You know, it never does justice on camera.
Nope.
It just doesn't.
I also want everybody to know, I don't just fly all the time and make Tim the pilot / co-owner of the airplane not. I'm flying the trip up, he's going to get to fly the trip back, and I get to be passenger princess.
That's right. Get to be my navigator. Traffic looker outer.
Hello, approach. Moody 90426 Victor would like to start our descent.
126 Victor, contact tower 118.905.
118.905, 90426 Victor, thank you. You're welcome. Northwest Florida Tower, Moody 90426 Victor, about 17 off to the east, inbound, full stop.
Number 9426 Victor, Panama City Tower, enter left base runway 16, report 5 miles east of the field on the base.
Left base, runway 16 will report a 5 miles out, 26 Victor.
All right, now we're starting to go somewhere fast.
Yeah.
We're descending, but
148 miles per hour over the ground, even with a 26 mile per hour direct headwind.
that means that over the airplane, there's 173 miles an hour.
Right.
Which pleases me.
It pleases me. What's that movie? Oh, it's Goldmember, right? Austin Powers Goldmember. Oh, I see nothing will please you. So as we come into Panama City Beach, typically you fly a pattern, which is a rectangular shape around the runway, with the runway being one of the longer sides of the rectangle. And so the tower has actually told us to come in and basically come in on that short side where we're just going to make a little L shape and turn left right into the runway there. So that's what we're doing now. So what Eric's doing right now is just getting us configured for landing. We got a handful of things to do in this airplane. Set up our propeller, set up our fuel mixture, get the fuel pump, an auxiliary fuel pump turned on, etc. And what he's doing now is getting himself leveled off and slowing down so that we can put our landing gear down. Which is, of course, the most important thing when you're landing. And it's the thing that we obsess about the most.
Yeah, you forget to put your gear down, you can hurt an airplane, and that's
Bad things happen.
just not what you want to do.
You scratch the paint when you do that.
Yeah, insurance claims.
And Tower, Moody 9426 Victor, 5 miles out.
Number 9426 Victor, Panama City Tower, up, thank you. The wind is 1106, runway 16, clear left.
Clear to land, 16, 9426 Victor.
All right, field is in sight. We are cleared to land. Boost, landing light, strobe light, mixture, prop. Flaps are down. Gear I'll drop as soon as I get turned into final. Or as soon as I get it set up on a base, I mean.
Alright, gear's down. We basically check the gear every time we think about it.
Literally every time.
3, 4, 5 times.
Gear. We joked that we were more afraid of the gear than anything else. Alright, there's that wind. Alright, 400 feet. We're gonna hold this. We're a smidge low. Your speed's right where I want it to be.
Looking great, buddy.
Nice big runway. Beautiful weather. Throwing in that right rudder. Gears down.
fast, but we've got a long run.
You're looking good.
Panama City Tower, Cap 8.
Got a little wind, so it's okay.
Runway 16 at Sierra, ready for takeoff. Will be VFR to the coast.
Cap 8 30, Panama City Tower, hold short landing traffic.
Cap 82 holding short of runway 16 at Sierra.
Floating.
Number 26 Victor, keep your speed up, continue down the runway, turn right on taxiway Papa.
Speed up, turn right on Papa.
26 Victor, contact ground 465, clear runway, have a good day.
Thanks for the help, 26 Victor.
Thanks for joining us on our flight from Orlando to Panama City. As you saw in the video, it was pretty smooth sailing and pretty uneventful. Later that afternoon, I took the pilot seat and things changed pretty dramatically. The wind whipped up, it was really bumpy. In fact, a fire broke out in the Panhandle area, and as we flew through the smoke, we got a really great view of the fire below and the smoke. In fact, the smoke and the heat was creating pyrocumulus clouds, which is when heat rises and creates clouds just from the rising hot air. It was really something to see from the air. I hope you enjoyed our video, and I hope you enjoyed coming along for our flight. Thanks for watching.